where do young men fit into the church? Young men have largely been labeled as either homophobic or you're misogynistic. And so
Hmm.
speak to young men right now. I want both of you to start with Trenton. Trenton, speak to both to young men as to where you fit in the church, which has largely ignored you, which, by the way, I can't help but notice needs your gifts the most right now during this quarantine because some of these online church services look bootleg. But go ahead, go ahead.
You know,
They don't know how to use. They don't know how to use the technology. I'm being honest with you.
yeah,
But go
I'm
ahead and
the
speak to young
Zoom
men.
admin slash Zoom master at my church. So yeah, I'm doing that job as well. But Odell, I kind of asked you this question offline because I just wanted to know how authentic we could be because
Yeah.
this is probably the largest pain point for me because as being a participant and just being a part of the younger men's ministry, it's hard on us as a ministry to bring younger men in if the church is basically telling younger men that they don't want them. So like I feel like the church just hasn't done a good, like honestly, we to in order to actually move past this, we have to be honest. And I just feel like the church hasn't done a good job of accepting all individuals from every walk of life. Like instead, it's a place of judgment. So therefore, you're just making it harder for even a young man to walk through the door. So if a young man is just doesn't want to walk through the door, then how like it's definitely a lot harder to have a conversation with that person. So therefore, I feel the church just needs to try to understand young men more, because like you said earlier, the church needs young men. It's not the other way around.
Mhm.
So because there's always another place that and like you were just saying as well with this new like with the current situation we're in with technology, I don't have to go to your church anymore. I can attend a a mass church on the other side of the country. So no, I don't have to go to the local church in my community anymore. So I just think that the church needs to do a better job of understanding young men more.
Slice, talk to me. Talk to young men actually who don't feel like they fit in the church because the church has largely ignored them and labeled them as either misogynistic or homophobic.
Yeah, so Trent touched on it, and I don't ever presume to try and figure out why all this happened and how it happened. But one thing I do believe that's good that's come out of this whole thing is that younger people are getting involved in the church, and I think Trent hit the nail on the head when he said that the church needs the young people just like the young people need the church. But for us, it's meeting you where you are. Jesus, that's pretty much what he did. He came. He didn't have to be a certain way. He's coming to meet you, and through this, getting numbers up, getting the technology being utilized, and um, I think that in order for the church to grow, it's got to adapt, not necessarily change, but adapt. The times are changing. We're in a different world, a different age. So in order for us to keep moving forward as a church, which is what we want to do, in order to fulfill our mission, going out into the world and making disciples for Christ, we have to do it in a different way. And that involves technology and different events, like we talked about with our pillars, and finding ways to get people involved, fun events. So if I could tell, young guys one thing, I think you could tell just from this Zoom conference, this 25 minutes tonight, we have fun. Even when we're doing things that usually Zoom is not fun. I got to do Zoom all day for school and all kinds of stuff. I get zoomed out real quick,
Right.
but we make it fun. And it's a give and take thing. Just like we need you, you need us. And I think you'll realize that. But there's not a finer time than now to join the church. It's easy, it's convenient, it's simple, but most importantly, it's worthwhile because it's like I said, in the darkest time of my life was when I really needed God. And that's when I found
Mhm.
him. And it's through those experiences that I can build and still be happy. So many people are depressed and miserable during these times. And, I don't find that too much from my Christian brothers and sisters. And I believe it has a whole lot to do through our relationships, you know, with God and with each other.
Mhm.